Paperboy News here to deliver y'all that daily report. Now, when Baby B Braze and the Who's got introduced to King Pillz, they hit it off right away and it became homies. But as we all know, B Braze and Munchie B don't get along. And Braze said for anybody that sits down and chops it up with Munchie B, it's not good people. And he said King Pillz being his homie, for him to sit down with Munchie B, you not good peoples. Now, Braze said one thing about him is he ain't finna jeopardize his gangster for money. And the fact that King Pillz would sit down with Munchie B, he gotta distance himself from him.
I told him from jump, I said, bro, I told the world, I said, man, hey, anybody deal with the peanut butter boy, it ain't good. You not good people.
Now, Braze said it's crazy because as soon as he cut ties with King Pillz, pictures started surfacing on the internet of King Pillz basically dressed up like a zesty with some painted fingernails. And then on top of that, you got banned permanently from No Jumper and Young Ant marked you out. Now, Braze said one thing about that King Pillz situation, he finally realized that ain't nobody here for him. He gotta look out for himself. Because the whole time he was defending King Pillz online, King Pillz goes to No Jumper and sits down with his number one enemy, Munchie B, and chops it up with him. Now, Braze said out of all the platforms to go on, it's crazy how all these blacks be going on No Jumper, knowing that Adam 22 is just trying to pin them against each other so they can beef it with each other.
But Adam let people go up there and talk about him. That's what really shows. That's what really shows. That man ain't nobody boy. Man, homie, he doing it for the money. He doing it to keep it going. He got all the blacks up there talking about each other. Like he sit back there and chill.
Now, King Pillz admits that he did go to No Jumper for $200. And he does agree with B Braze, saying that a lot of people said they sold for money. But he said when Adam offered him that $200 to sit down with Young Ant Hefe and Munchie B, that was an offer he couldn't refuse because for one, he needed the money. And then for two, No Jumper's a big ass platform, so by him going on there, everybody from LA will be able to know who he is. Now, King Pillz said the fact that No Jumper went live and him being up there, they gave everybody an opportunity who had smoke with him to pull up there so they can handle that. Now, King Pillz said he ain't as slow as everybody thinks he is, and he been knew that he dropped that song dissing the Trays, and he knew that Young Ant was gonna be up there. And he said even though he knew that by pulling up there he put himself in a dangerous situation, he pulled up anyways. Now, Pillz said as far as Braze saying anybody that hang around Munchie B is bad peoples, he said you need to knock it off because ever since he was a little kid, Munchie B's name's been ringing bells throughout the Damu community.
But blood, I've been knowing about Munchie B since I was a kid, blood, like, you know what I mean, blood, so it's just like, I respect blood whooping, blood. What y'all got going on is what y'all got going on.
Now, King Pillz told Braze, you already know that I'm cool with Munchie and I'm cool with you. And you being in prison already knows how it is when a Damu's beefing with another Damu. Now, Pillz said even when the Devin Lanes and the Inglewood families was beefing in the streets, y'all was cool on them prison yards. Now, Pillz told Braze, you always gonna be my homie. But just cause you got beef with Munchie B, don't mean that I gotta beef it with him too, just cause you my homie. Cause he's the homie too. Now, Pillz told Braze, you'll never understand what I'm going through cause you locked up. But me, on the other hand, I got all of these kids I gotta worry about. Then on top of that, I gotta pay all of these bills. And he told Braze, if you can't understand that, then you don't gotta be my homie. But you never gonna hear me talk bad about you, and I'm always gonna represent the who's who's. Now, King Pillz said as far as Braze saying Young Ant Hefe punked me at No Jumper, you must have not watched that video. And just like you got a name, I got a name too. Now, Pillz said before Braze even had GB as a celly, I was the celly first. And he said despite what Braze thinks about me or said about me, I'm always gonna keep my line open for him if he needs to call me. Now, Pillz said nobody gonna stop me from making my money to feed my kids. And at the end of the day, when I sat down with Young Ant and Munchie B, nobody spoke bad about you. But he told Braze, if you had any issues with me, but you consider me my homie, why didn't you hit me up over the phone instead of going to the internet and talk ish about me? I mean, King Pillz do got a point. Braze knows that King Pillz don't like 4Xer, but he still try to talk to him to try to get a boxing match out of him. But he gonna get mad when King Pillz sits down with Munchie and podcast with him, even though Munchie didn't say nothing bad about Braze in front of King Pill's face. Now, King Pillz said we gonna treat this like the prison yard, and both of y'all my homies and both of y'all Damus, so that ain't none of my business. And if Braze don't want to be my homie anymore because of that, that's fine, but I'm still repping that who's who's. Now, salutes up to King Pillz and Baby B Braze for dropping the content, and now that you guys heard it, y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all let me know what y'all think down down in that comment section. Hit all notifications to get the latest drop on my videos. It's Paperboy Northstan. Y'all be safe and stay dangerous out there. Gone.